Good morning, I'm Scott Moon for scottmoonwriter.com. This is first in a series. It's going to be called, or basically going to address the issue of becoming a full-time writer. Now, a disclosure at this point, if you're watching this series early on, I'm not a full-time writer. I'm well on my way. I have a bunch of books up on Amazon. My day job, I'm getting close to the point where I could retire and have a little bit of income in the background. So, step number one, I'm going to get to it pretty quickly because I'm going to make short videos that you can watch and get a little bit of information, maybe get some motivation for the day. So this is step one to become a full-time writer, or some title of that nature. So let me review my really high power show notes real quick. Okay, so the first step is going to be to write good books. And you heard that a lot if you're looking into becoming a writer. I'm going to give you a hard specific with some actionable things you can do right now. So the first thing in general is you need to write first in the day, because if you don't, it's not going to get done. You need to avoid resistance. There's a book called The War of Art, which discusses that. It's a good one to read. Basically, resistance is the things that you use to talk yourself out of writing because it's hard or scary. So that's a good book. I like that one. But first, or the most important one I think right now for me, is a book called Deep Work. It's by Cal Newport. And what Deep Work talks about is basically, and this is a very simple summary, you should really check into the book yourself at some point. I listen to it on audiobook because it's part of my productivity schedule. So deep work basically is disconnecting from distractions and giving yourself a large block of time to work on something important. That can be studying for a test, that could be writing a novel, that could be, solving the world's problems, or somehow. There are lots of things that lend themselves to deep work. A large block of uninterrupted time where you can get into the groove and let your mind and everything slip into the problem, and then stay in the flow state, or stay in the groove, stay in the zone, all those types of things. Now, generally, I know a lot of times if you're going to become a full-time writer, or anything that's important to you, there are going to be times when you just can't get in the type of time I'm talking about, and it's not going to be like an impossible amount of time. Okay, because research says that most people can't do more than 4 hours of deep work a day. And ideally, you want to do that as much as you can in one block. That's the hard part. So, like today, it's around the holidays, I got family at home, and I'm not going to have time to be just completely uninterrupted. But I'm up pretty early. I'm going to do as much as I can to make it as quality as I can. So step number one to become a full-time author, or to pursue your dream in general, is to do deep work for a block of up to 4 hours a day where you really focus. That means turn off all your social media for that time. Turn off your phone, make an agreement with your family in advance that you're not going to be bothered during these times. And then the good news is when you're done with your 4 hours, then it's time to just relax. You might want to consider at least resisting the urge to squeeze in a couple extra hours more later in the day at night, because those are going to be lower quality hours, and you might need to just let your brain and your creativity and your soul, I guess, if you like, regenerate and kind of work through the problems subconsciously. There's a couple other good books that I'll mention as we go on with this that are also helpful, and I can't remember the titles right off the top of my head because there's so many. I listen to a lot of audiobooks on productivity and also audiobooks for entertainment, like fiction. So, but part of it is don't try to be turned on all the time to what you're trying to produce. You can't be thinking about a novel 24 hours a day. Sometimes it's good to think about a problem for a novel before you go to bed, sleep on it, and then wake up with the answers. So let me review my notes, make sure I got everything. Oh, I was supposed to say in the beginning that how to become a full-time author, step one, and it's not coffee. So I'll put that in the title. I'm not going to write a bunch of show notes on these unless it involves a valuable link. because frankly, writing the show notes is not a high productivity activity for me, for my goal, and I'm not sure how many people really read a lot of show notes. Usually, I mean, I do sometimes I don't. So thank you very much for watching my video. I have one call to action. This is very important to me, and I'm not going to try to sugar it up. I would really like for you to go to Amazon and search for my book, search for Scott Moon, and read some of my fiction. I don't have any nonfiction published right now, and probably won't, because I really like to write fiction. So that's it. You can go over to Keystroke Medium and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Josh Hayes and I do a show over there that's good times, and buy a book of mine and review it. That'd be fantastic. If not, it's no pressure, but thanks for watching. You have a great day.